Fresno, California have released video from an officer's body camera showing a traffic stop that turned deadly. We do have a warning about this video. You're going to see some of you might find the images disturbing. So after pulling over a truck driven by Dylan Noble, police say they asked him to step out and show his hands, and that's when they say he appeared to reach for something and shouted to them that he hated his life. The officers fired 4 shots at Noble. They later found that he was not armed. The district attorney and the FBI conducting now separate investigations
Americans were among the
there in
dead
Southern
and injured,
California,
including 3 students from the University of California at Berkeley. A 4th student, Nicholas Leslie, is missing. A father and son from Texas were killed. Omar Villafranca tells us about them.
51-year-old Sean Copeland and his 11-year-old son Brody were on a family vacation in Europe, out to see the fireworks when the truck plowed through a crowd of people in Nice. Wife and mother Kim Copeland and 2 other children survived the attack. In a statement, the family confirmed that the father and son were among the dead in last night's attack on the Bastille Day celebrations. We are heartbroken and in shock over the loss of Brody Copeland, an amazing son and brother who lit up our lives, and Sean Copeland, a wonderful husband and father. They are so loved. In their hometown of Lakeway, Texas, Sean coached youth baseball and Brody played for Hill Country Baseball Academy. Aaron Cable is the director of operations for the academy.
He's an awesome kid, yeah. I mean, everybody's crying about the whole situation, and I just think, Brody's the kind of kid that would just be wanting everybody to be happy. He's just a little fireball. Nothing but smiles from him at all times. 5th
grade teacher Colleen Surface says Brody was excited about this summer trip with his family.
Words can't describe how I feel for his mother and his siblings. I just hope I pray for strength for them.
The Copeland family traveled through Spain and France as part of a birthday celebration. Scott, Brody's mother Kim, turns 40 on Monday.
Omar Villafranca spoke with people who were lucky to escape.
I saw the truck smashing a girl under, and I noticed that behind the truck there was a lot of people down on the earth.
At first, Nader El-Shafi wondered if it was a terrible accident.
I kept waving to him, stop, stop, there is people under your truck, and the police started to scream and to shout. I saw him taking out his gun.
Just down the street, tourist Lawrence Olding saw the truck careening toward him.
We didn't know what to do, so we turned around as everybody else did. It got quite close to us, so I decided to jump over the wall of the promenade, landed on the concrete.
It was so close, Alain Garnier told us. The zigzagging truck struck the stroller carrying his 2-year-old granddaughter. The stroller was thrown into the air. Ava fell back onto the ground, and thankfully the truck didn't run over her. Others weren't so lucky. Surgeon Federico Solo works at a nearby children's hospital.
Yesterday there were 10 by 10 by 10 by 10, normally 1 by 1.
You just kept seeing more and more kids coming through these hospital doors.
Yeah, sure. I prefer not to think. It's not the right time.
What do you
I will think later. I'm just working. Just working.
Many here are trying to grasp exactly what happened and just how close they came to this tragedy. Scott, tonight 52 people are in critical condition.
Well, turning back to Turkey now, Turkey's state-run television is reporting at least 17 police officers have been killed in a helicopter attack on police special forces headquarters. That place is actually on the outskirts of Ankara. You're looking at video now of what appears to be this image right here, helicopters firing at a target on the ground in Ankara. You can see the image there, people scattering and running away as the fire comes down. Government officials, including President Erdogan, have actually been downplaying reports that the military has taken control. Erdogan has asked citizens to take to the streets to show their support to the government. Let's listen into this firing now from the military. That's a gunfire from a military helicopter onto targets on the ground. Erdogan has actually called for the citizens to come to the streets, to march, to show their support for the government. And he insists that the coup attempt will be unsuccessful. We're continuing
Now
to
to the
monitor
truck
the
attack
latest
in Nice,
developments out of
France.
Turkey.
The death toll climbing tonight, and this searing image of the attack. The truck speeding up, going for more than a mile as it headed toward the crowds gathered to watch holiday fireworks. The police moving in when that truck finally came to a stop, killing the driver. Afterward, the stunning carnage. Bodies covered in sheets, scores killed, including an American father and son from Texas. And tonight, at least one American among the missing. We have team coverage on this story as well. And here's ABC's Alex Marquardt from France.
New images tonight of the shootout with the driver of that almost 20-ton truck. Police closing in, drawing their guns, here dragging a victim to cover. At this restaurant, terrified screams, a waiter putting his arm around a woman to bring her to safety. The white freezer truck, rented 3 days earlier, was picked up at 9:34 p.m. on Thursday night by a man alone on a bike. As 30,000 people packed along the Mediterranean to celebrate the French National Day with fireworks. At around 10:45 p.m., the attacker turns the truck onto the crowded promenade, sideswiping a motorcycle, the panicked crowd fleeing, stroller after stroller among those running for cover.
We've seen people holding babies, screaming, shouting, mothers running for cover.
The chaos spilling into the side streets. What's happening? What is it? You can hear people asking.
We were just turning down alleys and kind of looking for somewhere that might be safe.
Some of the injured taking shelter inside this hotel lobby as others poured into nearby restaurants. The truck plowed on 1.2 miles along the famous Seaside Boulevard, weaving past hotels, shops, and restaurants. When the attacker got to this point, he opened fire for the first time, shooting at 3 police officers. They returned fire, but weren't able to stop him, and his rampage continued for a few hundred more yards. An Egyptian tourist capturing police approaching the truck, aiming their weapons.
The police started shooting, and at that time, they pushed me away.
The truck finally came to a stop right here. You can see it there behind that white fence. Its windshield riddled with bullet holes from when the police fired on and eventually killed the driver. The attacker, 31-year-old Mohamed Lahouaj Boulel, dead in the passenger seat. In the truck, an automatic pistol, but 4 other fake guns and a malfunctioning grenade, along with his driver's license and a bike. On the promenade, unimaginable horror. In all, more than 80 dead tonight, including 10 children, and an American father and son, Sean and Brody Copeland. At dawn, the trail of debris. And late this afternoon, that white truck hauled away.
And Alex Marquardt joins us now from Nice, France. And Alex, we're learning more tonight about a person whose bravery kicked in. They tried to stop that truck.
David, that's right. A government official for this region told French radio that someone who was on the street tried to jump up onto the truck to stop it. And it was in that moment that the police were then able to fire into the cab and
we have team coverage here and overseas, starting with ABC's Alex Marquardt on the scene in Nice. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, George. This attacker could not have struck at a happier or busier time. This is where it happened. You can see this entire waterfront has been shut down. This is called La Promenade des Anglais. The beaches have also been closed today as France tries to come to terms with this latest horror. At 10:30 p.m. local time, as 30,000 people took to these famous streets to take in a joyous fireworks celebration commemorating France's national holiday, a white truck emerged. This video capturing it moving slowly at first, then quickly accelerating, aiming directly into the densely packed crowd, killing and maiming scores of men, women, and children. Screams of panic and terror echoing throughout this popular coastal city.
You can see blood and bodies everywhere.
The truck driving a little over a mile, mowing down dozens like a bowling ball, a witness said, as hundreds of others ran, trying to escape.
And people started throwing themselves from the roadway, from the promenade, down onto the beach and onto the corrugated metal roof of the restaurant. My wife likened it to a zombie attack. It was just people literally diving to safety.
They were all screaming and everyone was running in every direction. Seconds later, this giant white van came bolting down this road, and and was just taking out people left, right and centre. At this point, we began to run because everyone was frantically running because we had no idea what was actually happening.
Panic spreading throughout the crowd as hundreds grabbed loved ones and ran, some people jumping into the sea to escape.
We were just turning down alleys and kind of looking for somewhere that might be safe. We just assumed there were fireworks still going off, but then really shortly after that, I saw people running, and we didn't at this point have any idea what we were running from.
Security on the scene fired at the truck, riddling its cab and windshield with bullets, finally stopping the bloody rampage and killing the gunman. Law enforcement on the scene described the truck as full of weapons and grenades. France's president, François Hollande, telling his country the horror has once again hit and that France is under the threat of Islamic extremism. Among the at least 84 dead were 2 Americans, Sean Copeland and his 11-year-old son, Brody. The 2 Austin, Texas residents were in Europe on a family vacation, which began in Spain. A family member put out a statement saying, "Losing a loved one is hard no matter the circumstances, but losing a loved one in such a tragic and unexpected way is unbearable." A lawmaker for this region told French radio that there was someone on the street who actually jumped onto the truck to try to stop it. And that was the moment that the police were able to shoot and kill the driver. And George, just a short time ago, the State Department did confirm the deaths of that American father and son. They have offered their help and condolences. George?
We offer those condolences as well. Thank you, Alex. Brody Copeland's baseball team posted this photo on Facebook. They showed Brody in the French Riviera and they asked for prayers for the Copelands.